Are you someone who purchased a home a couple years ago and now you need a bigger space? And so you're considering purchasing a larger home for yourself or your family, right? To move from where you are to a bigger place. So in this video, I'm going to talk about a couple things to bear in mind as you consider this transition. Hello and welcome to this channel. My name is Nonya Ononubu, licensed realtor in Chicago, servicing the Chicagoland area. On this channel, I help you navigate real estate, whether you're buying or selling, relocating here, or moving from one neighborhood to the other. You don't have to do it alone. Let's navigate real estate together. If you have any questions about the process, as I go along and talk about the things we're covering today, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. My information is in the description below. So let's get into today's topic. First things first, you want to consider whether you should sell your current property and then purchase another one, or if you want to hold on to both. Are you able to afford both mortgages, or, maybe sell, maybe buy and then sell, or sell so that you can use the proceeds to buy something else? So at this point, you need to figure that out before you begin the process. You may need to talk to a loan officer so that they can go over your over your finances to see where you are and then help you determine that. Also, speak with a licensed real estate agent in your area, a local agent like myself, so that we can help you talk through certain things and see what's the best option for you. You can buy and sell at the same time. However, you have to understand what that would look like and if you are able to handle the stress that may come with that. Yeah, so it is possible, but again, you just need to know what you're getting into, and then you can make an informed decision on how to proceed. You could also decide to buy something and then sell, um, and lenders have something called a bridge loan that they can offer you if you qualify to help you bridge the gap between you buying something and then selling to get the funds that you need to pay off that bridge loan, right? So that's another option. Something else you can do is sell first, while it's under contract, and you get something else and make your purchase contingent on your sale. So there are different things. And like I said, when you're working with a licensed realtor or someone with experience, we'll be able to talk you through and walk you through, and then we can pick the best one that works and then help you as you go along that process for make it as smooth as possible. All right. I've done it before, but there was some, but it worked out and it was great at the end. But there was a time of just like stress. Are we going to be able to do this? But it ended up working out just fine. And it's always nice to have somebody else that you can walk that journey with. All right. So that's one thing to definitely consider. Now, the next thing to consider is the cost of moving from one property to the next. So you're moving from a smaller place to something larger. Most people would only think about the mortgage. Okay, I'm going from a cheaper home to a more expensive place. So of course my mortgage is going to go up, but there are other things that you need to factor in as well. So as part of your mortgage, of course, you're paying your taxes and your insurance, right? So you most likely will, well, depending on where you buy, you may see an increase in the taxes and perhaps in the insurance because of the size of the new property. So those are things that will be included, right? And then you have to think about utilities. So you're going from a smaller place to a larger place. What's the increase in utility going to look like? And can your budget afford that increase as well? And then if you're moving from a smaller place to a bigger place, the cost of moving, right? Getting movers, hiring movers. If you're doing it yourselves, when you go onto the new place, you need to get new furniture. Do you need to get TVs, beds, whatever they are, right? So also factoring those additional costs and just make sure that you're prepared for it. Could you forget something? Of course, right? We're human, but at least you can remember as much as you can, plan for as much as you can, and then the rest we can handle as they come along. All right. So just making sure you have that, like your expenses kind of figured out a little bit, or at least having that expectation so that you're prepared for it mentally and otherwise. So remember earlier I talked about you may decide to sell before you buy. So when you're thinking about selling, right, making sure that the property is ready for sale and putting your best foot forward so that you get a quick sale and for the most possible price. Again, those are some of the things that you will discuss with your realtor. But I just wanted to kind of throw that in there. It's something to definitely keep in mind if you decide to sell. One thing I also did mention was what if you decide to keep both? You could rent one out. If you're able to get rents that will cover that mortgage, then you could rent it out and then move on to your next property if that's part of your financial goals, right? So those are some other things that I just wanted to kind of throw in there before I move on to the next one. The next thing I want to talk about is the emotional side of moving and upgrading from one place to another. Okay. So you've lived in your current home for a little bit. Believe it or not, there are emotional attachments. Whether or not you agree, there are. And sometimes as realtors, we see it, even when the clients don't. And that's why you need someone there who can kind of like remind you, hey, what's our goal? Like, let's not just hang on to this thing. And say it in a way that you don't feel like they're talking down on you, but just redirecting you and helping you in that process. Because we understand, like, you have an emotional connection to where you live. We all do. It's nothing, yeah, you've lived there. It's your home. You've taken care of it all these years. You've done work to it. It's yours, right? So leaving it, you need to go through that process. So go through it. Let's say you have kids and that's where they were born, that's where they were raised, and that's all they know. They know that neighborhood, they have friends in the neighborhood, and now you're moving. And now it's like, I'm gonna miss my friends. I'm gonna, like my school, the park down the street, whatever it is, right? That's all part of life. Embrace it. Don't try to play hard and ignore it, right? Just, yeah, I'm gonna miss this place. We've made great memories here. Let's take them on to the next one and make new memories where we're going. So just reframing that as you go along and keeping your goal in mind. Perhaps play some games with, let's say you have kids and they're like, oh, I'm gonna miss the park. So then maybe go and do like, oh, this is our final day at the park and make good memories there. Then when you move on to the new place, start to make new memories there as well. And every now and then visit your old neighborhood, reminisce on some of the memories and the times that you shared there with people, and then go back to the new place. Like that's all part of life. Like there are times when we have to like let go of the old and embrace the new for growth, for whatever it is, right? So I've kind of talked about two things here. One is acknowledging where you are, and then the second one is embracing the future, right? So acknowledge where you are, grieve it if you need to grieve it, do whatever parties or whatever you want to do just to like, okay, we're leaving this place. All right. But then we're looking forward to something new. And so now when you cross over to the new place, how can we make new memories there? How can we enjoy our new environment? How can we blah, 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 blah. So, just dealing with that stuff and making sure that you don't just like push in the back burner and act like everything's okay. The final thing I want to talk about was other intangible things that are just random and may not fall into different categories. So, for example, commute times. How long is it going to take you to get to work? How long is it going to take you to get to sports practice? Schools, how close is school to them? How far away is it? What programs are available at schools? If you were in an area, for example, in the city of Chicago, where meals were included as part of the school day, where you're going, what's that situation? Do you need to get them a lunchbox and prepare lunch for them, or give them money to buy lunch at school, right? So what's the new setup there? If you have to commute to work, what's that going to look like? Is there a metro close by that you could take and just get to work and park your car, get on the metro and then get to work? Or do you have to leave home earlier than previously so you can get to work on time? So things like that. Proximity to other amenities, parks, grocery stores, other types of shopping, fine dining, airport, whatever it is, right? So wherever you're going, just thinking about like what's important to you, because it's going to be different for everyone, right? Places of worship. If that's important to you, what's the distance? am I able to accommodate this distance for myself? Should I be moving here knowing that I have an hour commute to hang out with my friends? And if that's the case, how often am I going to be hanging out with them? Or do I need to like have all my friends like move to my new neighborhood so that we can still hang out together, right? So things like that. Just how is it going to affect your lifestyle in general? And what other things do you need to either maybe find something closer to you to replace what you're losing by moving, or adapting and adjusting your schedule and yeah, your schedule so that you can still commute to the things that you were enjoying at your old residence. So let's recap everything we talked about so far. You're looking to move from one place to somewhere bigger. First, you got to determine what are you going to do with the place you currently are, and do you need to sell that to buy the other one? Can you handle both mortgages? Or are you going to get a tenant to take over your current place when you buy something else? What's that going to look like? Do you need to buy and sell at the same time? Whatever it is, figuring that out and then beginning your process. Secondly, you have to think about the additional cost of moving from one place to another. Third, just the emotional side of moving from one home to another and dealing with that and then embracing the future. Then finally, I just talked about like other intangibles, like lifestyle things and adjusting to those or looking for replacements in the new place that you're going to so that it's an easier transition for you if you're moving by yourself or for you and your family or other loved ones that you're moving with. So if you are in the process of this, right, and you need someone to talk to, I will be glad to assist you. My information is in the description below. For all your other buying or selling needs in the Chicagoland area, feel free to reach out. If I don't cover your area, I have a huge network of agents I can connect you with, and we could still, be in contact, but then they will handle, because they're the experts in that area, right? So they in the area that you're looking to buy, so they will, I have partners in those areas that can assist you as well. My information is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you right here in this next video.